last video that we're going to have in this series because we're going to, this is going to be about kind of the basic format. So I want to point out all the tabs I have here up on top. So these are all really important for you to open up. Here's my website. It's really basic at this point. I have the delegate portfolio, the requirements open, because here there's some of the requirements that are live as of right now. So these are the ones that are important for right now. I also can show you that I have a little desktop showing because that's going to be important. And then I've kept my Google kind of this page open as well. So one thing that we're going to be using is this culturegrams. You'll see it often, and I'll be talking with you guys a little bit how to use this. So my country is in Africa, or sorry, my country is in North America. So I'm going to click on North America, and it's actually going to give me a map, and I can either search it down here, or if I know the location of it, I can click it. So on this is essentially a profile of our country. This is going to be exactly what we're looking for. This is going to be a really great resource for us throughout the year. You can see here a lot of good information about my flag, my national anthem if I'd want to listen to it. Also things like my infographic. So all of these are really, it's good information. Not all of it necessarily is important right now. So here's a few things. First thing is, if I wanted to have a physical map, one thing I might do is go to culturegrams, and I can actually download that physical map. So it's going to bring me to another one, or it might even download it for me. This is a download button. I'm going to download it to my desktop. Okay, I'm going to hit save. I might even drag it over here so it's easy to access. Okay, here's the next part. We're going to use this infographic as well. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did. I'm going to download it. I have to click it. I can't just drag this image because it's going to be really small. You have to click it, and then you're going to have to go and control click save image as, and I'm going to do desktop. And I saved it. I'm going to just drag it so it's easy. I need one more. Make sure you have your drive open because now it's going to be really simple to drag and drop these in. I've created a tab or a new folder. Again, if you can control click, you can create new folders. And I created a new folder for just my website, because I think it's really important that I have all my stuff from my website in one area. So I even created a thing that says website graphics. I can take these things, I can drag and drop them into my website, into my drive. So they're going to be in my drive. You can see I even already have one. Let me just delete one so it's not in the way. And I even have a physical map over here. Before I've took in a political map. So these are maps that are going to probably be useful for us in the future. And I also have items that I've used or items that are important that are on my classroom website. So here we go. I'm going to insert this infographic. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go back to my website. I'm going to go hit drive. And just like I showed you in the last video, you have to make sure that you change the share settings on here. So it should hopefully pop up. This is the great reason why I included a folder, because now I can find it really easily. I'm going to look for the image. Perfect, here it is. So when I double click it, you can see that it's really, really tiny. It's not even going to be able to be visible. One thing I can do here is I can hit this bar. It's going to make it big. It's going to make it as big as the image shows. There we go. That's not what I want. Uncrop it, maybe not. I can resize it this way too. If I drag it all the way across and then I hit this, now it makes it big. There we go. So let me show you that one more time. If you're having a problem trying to resize it by hitting this button and it's not working for you, all you have to do is drag it across your screen and then hit the big square. So now it's as big as it possibly can be. Okay. Here's the last thing. I got to make sure that my shared settings are correct. So I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to control click. That's my right click again. Hit share. And I gotta make sure my advanced settings, I'm gonna change it up here and it says public on the web. Let me show you that one more time, okay? Control click, that's like a right click, share, go to your advanced settings, make sure that it says public on the web, not just private, because if it's private, nobody else is gonna be able to see it. Perfect, I'm gonna hit done. The same thing, we're gonna do that same thing. I don't know if I'm gonna show you that today just because you should, it's the same idea here, but you can do that same thing in your geography page. You're going to go to your drive. You're going to find wherever you put your flag or your map that you downloaded. Here's mine. It's a physical map. Okay. This one does give me the open new tab. I'm going to draw it a little bigger so you can actually see it. It's one really important thing. Make sure that people can actually see it. If it's tiny, nobody's going to be able to actually see it, right? If it's like this, it's not even going to be visible. So make it big. Make it so people can see it. I'm going to hit that new tab button, or I can go in my drive, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to record it and save it there. So here we go. We can change the settings up here, the 3 dots, hit share. When you get to the 3 settings, remember, advanced, you're going to change it so it's not private, only I can access it. I want everybody to see it. Public on the web, hit save. It's beautiful, now it's done. If I go back to my website, you can even see my physical map now included. This is going to conclude the final one. Inserting is really important. I've just showed you now how to insert the infographic from Culturegrams and to get maps. I really want you to enter the maps from Culturegrams because they're really cool maps. They're actually really useful. When you can look at the published site, or if you preview your site, you can actually look and see, because you can actually change and zoom in and out of it. So it's actually a really intense and good map because I can actually get in further and see a lot more details on this map rather than if it was something that I pulled from the internet. All right, that concludes this one. Good luck out there. Let me know if you have any questions.